Out there to the right, Bookstore Library Square, that is a youth bookstore. All their proceeds go to benefit the Central Arkansas Library System.
Boy, do I want to. Here we go.
Our next stop's coming up just ahead, right in front of Denzi's Gypsy Bistro. The River Market 3rd stop. It's a fun little eclectic restaurant. 3-time world cheese dip champion, just in case cheese dip is an important part of your diet. Arkansas's one great culinary contribution to the world every day. This is River Market 3rd. Over to the left, Pocahula, a Hawaiian poke restaurant. Surprisingly, Little Rock suddenly has 5 Hawaiian poke restaurants. A little further down, Dugan's Irish Pub. We're not going that way though, sorry. Headed down to the Clinton Library and Heifer International. Be our next stop. Coming underneath the bridge on the left, Big Bonner Gray Building pointed at the river will be the Clinton Library and Museum. The museum opens 7 days a week till 5. Tickets $10 for adults, kids and seniors, slightly less. Very top of that building, you got a glass penthouse apartment. That's Bill and Hillary Clinton's home here in Little Rock. They're here surprisingly often. Red Brick Building, that'll be next to it at the Choctaw train station, built in 1898. It served as the passenger rail station for the Rock Island Line of the 1960s. Today, the University of Arkansas's Clinton School of Public Service, a graduate level school with students from all across the country and all around the world. A master's degree in public service, the only degree of its kind in the world. Heifer International, an aid agency based right directly ahead of us, and they are working to alleviate poverty around the world. They provide farm animals to needy people all over the planet, education and sustainable agricultural technologies as well. Heifer Village directly ahead of us is their museum. It's open 6 days a week till 5. That is free. Inside, a variety of exhibits explain their mission and their history. They've got a nice cafe and gift shop. Behind it is a model urban farm, complete with barnyard animals, goats, alpacas, miniature pigs, miniature cows. I didn't really know miniature cows were actually a thing. This is Clinton Library stop, and I am running out of rail. I'm going to need to get off for a minute, move some poles around on the wire where I get electricity from. When I get back on the car, I'm driving from that other end.
Now he's got to change the direction every day.
Ooh, now he's going to drive from this end.
I know, because without that, he wouldn't be able to, he would have to stop here.
What, a stop here?
Ooh.
The second car.
Clinton Love. Whoa! What is that?
That's the car.
The cord to what?
Where do you go?
Oh, to that way.
Huh?
Oh, so lead to that cord that goes there.
Now let's back up the power over there.
What was he talking about?
Miniature cow. Miniature cow.
Okay, we're going.
Over here on the left, the Arkansas Democrat Gazette building. This is where they print it. This is our local newspaper of record for the state, formed by the merger of our morning paper, the Arkansas Gazette, with our afternoon paper, the Arkansas Democrat. Gazette, oldest newspaper in continuous print west of the Mississippi River. First printed here in Arkansas in 1819, down in the town of Arkansas Post. A gentleman named William Woodruff started the paper, brought his print press to Arkansas, and dug out a canoe. Moved into Little Rock 5 years later in 1824. We're going past that site here in just a moment. It's on the grounds of what is today the historic Arkansas Museum, the original house, or building, no longer there, but they did build a reproduction of it back in the 80s. Our next stop coming up will be 3rd and River Running. Just before we get there, we're going to go past Sherman Street. Go past Sherman, you look down 2 blocks, you're looking at the Discovery Museum, an award-winning children's science and technology museum based here in Little Rock, one of the top 10 of its kind in the United States. Next to it, a bridge will lead you to the Whitten-Stevens Arkansas Game and Fish Museum, the Museum of the Wildlife of Little Rock, or Arkansas, I mean. They've got a 40,000-gallon freshwater fish tank there. This is our next stop, 3rd and River Market. Red brick building over to the left. This is the Tough Nut Jean Factory. Tough Nut jeans were made up until the 70s when that factory closed. The building's on the National Register of Historic Places today. There are still Tough Nut jeans out there in the world to be found. My wife went looking for some last summer. She ended up buying a pair of overalls and a blue jean jacket off of eBay. Guy in Thailand had one of their denim shirts that he thought was going to be worth $2,000, but I kind of thought he was an optimist. The wife bought her overalls for $26. There you go. I do have to tell the truth, though. She never did tell me what she paid for the jacket. Our next stop will be the library stop. We make this turn on to 2nd. Big building coming up on the right will be the main branch of the Central Arkansas Library System. This building built back in the 1920s, originally a hardware warehouse. That was Fulton's Brothers Hardware. The city bought it in 1990, turned it into the library you see today. That opened in 97. Columns out front came from the original Carnegie Library for Little Rock, opened from 1932 up until 1963. These columns only managed to survive because the man that had the contract tear the old library down, took them home, and set them up in his backyard for 25 years. His kids did not know what to do with them, so they turned around and gave them right back to the library. And this is the library stop. This is 2nd and Rock. Up ahead on the left, the oldest part of Little Rock that is still standing. It is the historic Arkansas Museum today. Little Rock was first settled in 1821. Oldest building in the city on the far left-hand corner, the Hinderlotter Grog Shop, built in 1827. The rest of the houses built in the 1830s and 40s. Two-story brick structure, the reproduction I talked about a moment ago. Log cabin on the right, the Plum Bayou Log House from Scott, Arkansas, 13 miles to the east. Built in the 1850s, people lived in that log cabin until 1968 without any electricity or running water. State of Arkansas bought it, moved it here along with all the other log buildings, all original. They do come from different parts of the state though. The main body of the museum here to the left, open 7 days a week till 5 is free. They'll take you on a tour of the houses as well for just $1 or $2. Rumor is though they're shut down for the weekend for some reason or the other that I'm not really aware of. Our next stop is right here. This is the 2nd and Scott stop. We'll be here for just a couple minutes. Mostly because this sheet of paper tells me where to be every minute of the day. How y'all doing? Welcome back. I always do what that sheet of paper says. I am happy to say that my wife has never heard about that piece of paper. Smart enough to know it won't last forever. I'm going to enjoy it while it lasts. So, the streetcar we're on is reproduction. This is 16 years old, made by the Gameco Company in Ida Grove, Iowa. Runs 650 volts, DC power. We have 4 electric motors, 2 on each end, underneath these panels in the floor. That motor here running right now underneath the floor is actually an air compressor with a brake. Brake valve right here. This controller that I'm using, one just like it on the other end, came from a streetcar they found in Italy, made back in 1921. Everything's written in Italian on it. They found them in Italy. They were made in New Jersey. General Electric made them. Which is why we run DC power. Thomas Edison liked DC, not AC. Our streetcar line is 15 years old. We have a fairly extensive streetcar system in Little Rock up until the late 40s. 80 miles of track covering both sides of the river. We've got a neighborhood that still has the name of the old streetcar station that used to be there. Still stationed in the Heights. Gets its name from that old streetcar station. Our line was bought in 1945 by a company called the National City Rail Company. They bought most of the streetcar lines in the United States during and after World War II. They were a partnership between General Motors, Firestone, and Standard Oil. Companies have a lot of things in common, but streetcars were not one of them. Closed our streetcar line here in Little Rock Christmas Eve, 1947. Sold all the cars to the city of Monterrey, Mexico. Replaced everything with electric buses.